So here I have a iPilot remote, and it's giving this error code RF error. If you hit OK, it turns off. I recently did a repair on this device, and it wasn't working. So it works like you can get in, and then it always goes to this RF error. If you Google online, it says that this can't be fixed, and that you have to buy a new remote. But I don't believe that. I believe that the reason why you're getting this RF error is because the radio frequency, there's a little oscillator inside, and it doesn't detect the right frequency. And so, if that's true, it gives you that error. So, if you heat it up, that error goes away. And I'll show you what I mean. I already had this one taken apart, but the CPU is working, but it's detecting the wrong radio frequency. And I believe that it gets the radio frequency from an external oscillator. And usually you have a couple things in parallel with the oscillator. So here's the internal circuitry, right? And we do have a little square thing as the oscillator. And if I heat that up, let me just heat it up with a heat gun just for a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. I'm just getting this a little bit warm. There was some rust in here, so I have that warm. See, I didn't heat it up much. And I'm going to disconnect to my external power supply. This one's ground. Okay, let me just cool it down. I'm using some isopropyl alcohol here, so we'll just put that on there just to cool it down. Okay, so the circuit board's cooled down. Okay, 4.5 volts, right? I'm just going to let it cool down for a bit. So I put the batteries in, and it turns on here. And after heating up, you can see now I can go into all the options there, and it's working. Okay. I did test this. It works for like an hour or whatever. Then it reverts. So that means that it can be fixed. The real issue is like an oscillator. It's not oscillating at the correct frequency. So now the repair isn't more in depth because you have to do like a printed circuit board. You have to open it up and look at the components inside. But I'm thinking if I use my oscilloscope and I tested that frequency, and then I can see the change between when it's working and not, it is repairable. So, but if you Google online, it says, it's funny, it says you can't fix it, and yet clearly, like I don't believe that. I think that's just a scheme for companies to.
So I go online and I say, I
remote RF error, like at Google. Look at this right here. It says it will need to be replaced, i.e. you can't fix that thing. And that's from Johnson Outdoors right here. That's right from the help center. So that's right from the company. So the company is saying you can't fix it, but clearly you can. You just need a little know-how. So this is my thinking. And if anyone online knows more about this, or the engineer, you could help us out. That'd be great. But we have two external oscillators for this ARM chip here. Okay, so I know the ARM chip is working because that's, you know, doing the display and the options are working or whatever. And I'm pretty sure that this is connected to this display up here. But down here we have two oscillators, and you can see there was some corrosion, so it's either this oscillator that's the issue, or it's this oscillator. But you have two capacitors, and that helps to oscillate it right here and here. And then you have the two lines going in. I noticed that this line here does have a little chip on that, so I can be testing this out. But maybe one of the oscillators is bad. I may try to reflow this. But you can actually see the frequency here. They're Y101 and Y100. So if I rotate it here, this is a SHK42D. We may have to Google that to figure out its frequency. And then this one right here is 2400T. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to reflow these guys. Let me just try to reflow it. Okay, I'm gonna heat it up really good. Reflow that. Okay, let me just turn this on. I'm just gonna turn on my new fan. Okay. And what's the worst you can do? The worst you can do is that you destroy it, but it's not working anyway. So why not give it things a whirl, right? Alright. Actually, it's kind of wobbling. I have that fan. Interesting. That fan really wobbles. Okay. I am recording good. I'm just gonna heat these up until I can like move them around a little bit. I have lots of flux on that. I'm just gonna turn down the air. can see them reflowing there nicely. So we've clearly reflowed that. And there was corrosion here before, right? So maybe it's one of these external components too. But I don't think so. It's either that or it could even be this RF chip, because I know that this is the Bluetooth module and it will communicate with the GPS. So the arm connects to this GPS module here. So maybe you could just swap out this too. Anyways, if you know more, please comment, because I know that these things aren't cheap. It's like, what, $300, $280 on Amazon, which is expensive. So buying a new one shouldn't be the fix. There should be a way that we can get this to work. So after doing that, you can see that it's not giving it now. I don't know if it's going to be a temporary fix or if I have to replace a component. Let's see if I can I don't know, maybe you could make it that the thing doesn't turn off, like the auto off button. Maybe if you set it so that it was always on. I don't know. Or do a system update. You could try that as well. Drop a comment. A lot of other features like diagnostic and other thing too. Restore defaults and stuff. Sticky. That's one of the problems with AI is when you Google a repair on the Google, it's going to find out what other people have said. And if the company said that it's not repairable, that's what it's going to tell you. So even if that information may not be true, Google just searches what you put in and it tries to find an answer for you. But what happens if the answer is fake or it's not true? It's false information. And so that's going to be an issue there, because it may say you can't fix it, but in reality you can. You just maybe need to have a special equipment or something. So that's something to keep in mind. Thanks for watching this video. Hope it helped out. If you enjoy electronics or want to learn about how to fix electronics, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.